member's time has expired. I call the Honourable Taylor Martin.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. In 2011, the Coalition came to government with one objective: to make New South Wales #1 again. By any measure, the government has met that objective. Record numbers of police on the beat. We are redeveloping hospitals at Gosford, Wyong and building a new one in Maitland. Record numbers of nurses employed in New South Wales in our new and redeveloped hospitals. We are building...
There's a point of order.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. The member is misleading the House on the record number of hospitals. They were about to close...
There is no point of order. That is a debating point. I return to the Honourable Taylor Martin.
We are building North Connects. We are upgrading the M1 at Beresfield, Summersby and Carryong. The Newcastle Light Rail is under construction and the Newcastle Interchange has been opened. More than 500 new intercity rail carriages will start being rolled out on the Newcastle and Central Coast line next year, and we cut stamp duty for first home buyers. New South Wales is #1 in retail spending with spending at 17.7% above decade average levels. #1 in equipment investment. Unemployment is 4.9%, which is below the decade average. Construction work is at record highs, remaining in the top spot for dwelling starts with commencements at 47% above the decade average, and an $80 billion infrastructure pipeline, all while maintaining the budget surpluses over the forward estimates. We said we would make New South Wales #1 again, and we did. But now is not the time for complacency. Now we must aim higher and reach further. Earlier today, I tabled the State Development Committee's report into regional development and a global Sydney. During the inquiry, we heard from a number of organisations that highlighted...
Point of order. The honourable member knows that the time to make contributions involving committee reports is during the committee period. You guys can play this game. We will respond.
You started it, Walt. This is your brainchild.
I will ask the member to limit their contributions to what is required under the standing orders. The member may resume.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. I'm talking about the insidiousness of payroll tax.
Order. Order.
The burden of payroll tax in New South Wales is higher in comparison to other states. In New South Wales, we have a rate of 5.45%. That is higher than Victoria, which has a rate of 3.65% for regional employers and 4.85% in metro.
Madam Deputy President, the persistent interjections by the members of the government...
I uphold the point of order. I ask that the House allow the member to continue and to provide their adjournment in quiet.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President.
I will start naming people.
In Queensland, the rate is 4.75%, and even South Australia has a lower rate than New South Wales, with a tiered rate between 2.5% and 4.95%. The committee also heard how the tax-free threshold for payroll tax impacts on regional businesses. In New South Wales, the threshold is $750,000 in wages paid per annum. Tasmania, the ACT, Queensland, Northern Territory and Western Australia all have lower tax-free thresholds. The benefits for reducing payroll tax are clear. In February and March 2017, the New South Wales Business Chamber conducted a survey of its members. The survey found that the typical payroll tax respondent incurred $10,700 in admin and compliance costs over and above their payroll tax liability. What sticks out to me is that even for businesses that were just over the payroll tax threshold, compliance costs alone were at least $10,000. The Business Chamber estimates that increasing the threshold to $1 million would unburden New South Wales businesses by up to $40 million per year in red tape. The survey also found that for 85% of businesses, unsurprisingly, payroll tax has had an impact on staffing decisions. This means that businesses are less likely to hire additional staff, offer extra hours to existing staff, or even offer pay rises to their staff. For businesses operating just below the tax-free threshold, 80% of respondents reported that they would be either more likely to hire additional staff or would...
The members of the government side
Okay, I uphold the member's point of order.
80% of respondents reported...
I uphold the point of order. I ask the member to return, to continue.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. 80% of respondents reported that they would either be more likely to hire additional staff or would do so immediately if the payroll tax-free threshold was increased. The survey also found that if the threshold were increased to $1 million, 44% of all businesses would be likely to increase their staffing levels. and 85% of businesses with a payroll tax higher than $1 million would use savings to expand business operations and increase current staffing levels. Have a close look at the payroll tax liability for businesses who are close to the payroll tax liability, and you understand.
The member's time has expired.